We are going to head back to Cape Town. My colleague Oliver Dickson is standing by. He is, of course, at the late Mamelodi Sundowns and Bafana star Jayden Adams' funeral, where he is being laid to rest today in Stellenbosch. Oliver, a very good afternoon to you. Of course, all proceedings, I think they are at the end of the program now in terms of Jayden's funeral, and I understand the family are heading over to the gravesite, which of course is going to be a private affair there, Oliver.
Yeah, no, certainly. This brings to an end, Nicole, today's proceedings here at the Gutenberg Center, where the ceremony had taken place. The service was held in the hall to my right here, just adjacent to me. And as you can see, there's movement behind me as the family are now going to be escorted to a very intimate and private burial at the gravesite, where media will not be broadcasting what has been taking place there. But just to reflect on what had been said during the service, we heard from Gayton McKenzie, the Minister of Sports. We also heard the Minister relay how the President had reacted to the passing of Jayden Adams. Of course, they had found out while the President was undertaking an official state visit to Paris, where he had met with Emmanuel Macron and chaired a UNESCO meeting there. It was during one of those meetings where the CEO of SAFA had informed the Minister. The Minister then relayed that to the President. The Minister says, contacted him on a daily basis, asking him to comfort the family and to go to the funeral, to attend the funeral. We also heard there from CAF President Patrice Motsepe, who expressed his last and reflected on his last time speaking to Jayden, and that is when he put that medal over his neck and over his head onto his neck after they had become 2 times CAF champions on the continent. And he said to Jayden, as he told us there, that I am proud of you. Those were his last words to Jayden. But he also reflected on how important and impactful it was when Mamelodi Sundowns brought Barcelona to South Africa. And, it was important for them for Messi to play in that game, because Messi was a personal hero of Jayden. And then reflecting on how during an Argentina game during the World Cup, after Jayden had passed away on the 11th of July, that a moment of silence was observed in that match, and how the camera spanned to the face of Messi, who of course knew that Jayden was a big fan of his, and that he certainly was a hero to Jayden. We also heard today here, Nicole, from community members, family members, and those who grew up with Jayden around him, about what impact he had in their lives and in the community, and what it is that will be left behind. I want to turn my attention now a little bit to Mamelodi Sundowns supporters who had travelled from far and wide across South Africa to come here to comfort the family and to mourn with the family, because they too are mourning the loss of their superstar midfielder. I want to turn to some of them now. Gentlemen, you've all come from far and wide in the country. Give us a sense, when you were listening to the chairman of Mamelodi Sundowns and the former chairman of Mamelodi Sundowns reflect on the impact of Jayden on the team, on the community, and of course in the lives that he had in all of the Masandawana family. What were your thoughts at that moment?
It was painful to hear that, brother. To hear the ex-president of the Sundowns family talking like that. As we fans, we lost a gem. Unreplaceable. And we don't know how to do, but we kick on. As the president said, the last time he put the medal on his neck on the CAF Champions League, it was the painful moment and the joyful one, because it was nice to be the first team to have 2 stars for the country. So as fans, we are deeply sad, very, very sad, but life goes on. Let's take it as it comes. Yeah. Let's hope Jayden will still live in our hearts.
Yeah. My brother, what's your reflection?
What
are your thoughts?
Me, I like to say rest in peace, Jayden Adams.
Yeah. My brother, you also have some thoughts you want to share about Jayden. What did he mean to you as a fan base, and what is it that you're going to remember about him?
Ja, ek is nou hard hier van die Jayden Adams family and the Sundowns family all together and supporters. Hij was my groot man. Ek onthou van hy nou last dance gedans het in the World Cup en saam in the Apollos. Dit was 'n groot man wat so lekker stel, hy nog nie ou wat baie gepraat het nie. Hy was still gelyk van die last game wat hy nog gespeel het, Sundowns en Kaizer Chiefs. Daar vanaf die final van CAF Champions League. My bra, dit was nie maklik om die bal kry op sy voete af. Hy hard gepaklei oor die bal. Dit wat nou die Sundowns gaan met Jayden Adams en die groot man. Ek sê hartseer. Niemand kan van Jayden Adams op die Sundowns gaan replacement nie. Dit gaat dan baie swaar kry van Sundowns se groepe. Ek is hartseer with Jayden Adams and the supporters and all together. Thanks, man.
Yeah. My brother, can I ask you to also step forward? You've also traveled far and wide to come and mourn with the family and to mourn yourself the loss of Jayden. What is it that you will remember about him?
Yes, we will always miss Adam. There's no one can replace Adam. Adams, we will stay in Adams. As we came here to say salute Adams. Rest in peace, Rodman.
Yeah.
That's all.
I'd also want to reflect a little bit, Nicole, on, again, what the Minister of Sports, Gayton McKenzie, had said there about the people of Stellenbosch, that they are a jubilant and joyous people, but that the symbolism of Jayden Adams was a symbolism that was incredibly important because it was emblematic to them that Stellenbosch can produce something as great as Jayden has, that can go onto the world stage and perform at the highest level and make the country proud. But it also reflected on the role that Jayden played in that, at least Danny Jordan did, on the role that Jayden Adams played in that match against Benin, which was ultimately the game that led Bafana to qualify, and it was that header from Jayden Adams that made the impact when we went up 2-0 against Benin. Of course, remember that 3 points were deducted from Bafana, but it was that moment that was so pivotal that secured our place in the World Cup, and Jayden Adams had a big role to play in that. I want to turn to some more fans here just to reflect on the life and times of Jayden Adams. My brother, can I ask you to just step forward for me as a Sundown supporter? What is it that you'll remember most about Jayden?
Jayden, he was a very powerful man. He was the best player. So I can't talk because I'm too heated, please. Yes, because I'm not right.
Thank you very much. Really do appreciate it. Well, that's where we're going to leave it for now, Nicole. It's obviously off to the cemetery now, where the family will be engaged in a intimate and private burial. The greater public will disperse from here, and that's where we leave it here at the Gutenberg Center, the University of Stellenbosch, for the funeral and burial of Jayden Adams. It's back to you.
Thank you so much for that, Oliver. Of course, that is my colleague Oliver Dickson, who is in Cape Town. He is at Jayden Adams' funeral.